So,
Oh, here it is. Found it.
do you guys know about pattern blocks? Have you guys used those before? Okay. Good. So we're going to do something called tiling. And the first thing we're going to use is squares. So if you read what it says work with a partner, use square pattern box, look at the top of the rectangle on the next page. You're going to cover as much of the rectangle as you can by placing the blocks inside it. So we're going to move this over here for just a sec. So if this is our square that we're working with, we're going to go like this. This is tiling, where you go and you try and fit as many squares in it as you can. Okay? Do not overlap the blocks. Line them up so there are no gaps, and this is called tiling. So you don't want any gaps. So if you put your blocks here like this, and you put a block here like that, is that the correct way to do it? No. They don't want any gaps, so you're going to go one right next to the other. Yep, you can do it however you want, as long as there's no gaps. Yep. But these two pages go together. Okay? So if it's not going to necessarily cover the whole square, is it? So if I have a gap right here, can I fit another block right there? No. So then you just leave that part, okay? So on the next, that's going to be the first rectangle on both pages. This one is the squares, the top square on 69, okay? You're okay. Okay, the next one we're going to do is going to be triangles. So you're going to take as many triangles as you can and try and cover the square. Okay? And the next one is going to be the narrow rhombuses. Which, nope, these ones. Yep.
Those are rhombuses.
No? Sorry.
Those are
The brown ones? Is that what we're using? Oh, okay.
Those are diamonds.
Rhombuses are diamonds.
I know.
So you're going to use these ones and you're going to try and fit as many as you can in the box. So then if you look on page 69 and see this spot right here. Hold on one sec. Let me finish explaining and then we'll go questions. It says about blank squares cover the whole rectangle. Is it asking for the exact number?
No.
Or is it asking for like
about
how much, right? Yep, it doesn't have to be exact. You're right. What's your question, Jonah?
Are we gonna be like
Nope, not going to be timed. So we're just going down on page 68. We're just going down in the numbers. So you're going to read number 1. We already read that one, so you guys can work in partners to do that. I'll give you guys each some squares. And Phoenix and Serena, you guys can work together. Or Migi and Serena, sorry. I don't know why I said Phoenix. And Abby and Darby, you guys can work together. Grab a few squares. You're okay, Jonah. But you guys, if you guys are working together, so you can work on just one if you want. You don't have to work on both. Okay. Jonah, you're okay. There's not enough room. Okay. The next one is going to be the triangles.
You can just put them like this.
Yep. Remember, we're covering the square, but you don't have to cover the whole thing, right? It's about how many. So it's kind of like an estimate, if you remember what estimate is. Well, what did I say you guys are supposed to be doing? Working together. Because do you think I don't have quite enough squares for everybody to use individual ones? So you guys should be working together. You can do it however you want, as long as it fills the square. But we're only using the orange squares right now, Serena. You guys, yep, work on it together and see how many you can get. Do it together so you can see how many you get. But what did I say? We're working in partners, right? So you two should be combining both of yours. So why don't you take yours and add it to his? But remember, it can't go over the edge.
I mean, it's okay.
So you're going to have a gap in it, right?
You can't do it there. You can't do that.
Remember when I put my square on there? If you look, I couldn't fit 3, could I, going down? I could only fit 2. How many do you have, Nikki? How many? Okay. So write that there. Serena, how many were there?
2 more. Right here.
She used 2 each, so we had 10. We had 5 going across.
I have 2 more.
So it's 10 total. Okay, can we fit one more? Okay, let's see. How many do we have total? Okay, good job. So there's, yep, but everybody still needs to try it.
I can't do it. I just don't want to know.
What's up?
I don't want to know.
Well, use some of these. How is it impossible? Well, you gotta move them around and try and figure out how they would fit. Yep. Good job, Jonah.
Okay, so rectangle.
Nope. The next one is what? Read the next question. Remember, you're sharing though.
10.
And I'll take squares.
This one.
Yeah, but you still got to do it.
This one's 10.
Okay, so where are you supposed to write your answer?
What's here?
Yep. Oh, you know what we're supposed to be doing too, guys? I forgot. You got to trace the edges. Sorry. I forgot about that. So why don't you guys go back to the squares quick? And just trace the 10 squares into your thing. You only need 1 square to do it.
I was going to say that. I was going to.
So you just need 1 square to do
I was going
it.
to say that, but I didn't.
Well, Jonah, why didn't you? I'm just kidding, Jonah. You just need 1 square though.
Yeah.
Because you can use it like Hawkins doing over there.
No, that's
Or Royal, sorry.
Twins.
I know they're twins. I had them at Explorers.
He doesn't have the thing.
The birthmark.
Yeah. Just remember that. I mean, it's so hard to know which is which. No. He doesn't need it anymore. It's bad. A lot of people.
Good job tracing, guys.
It's like
That's you know what? That happens sometimes. And usually once you get to know the people, you get to figure out which one is which.
I know. It's so hard for me. Well, not for them, but for me. Yeah, and his big freckle is gonna die soon.
You mean he's gonna get taken off?
Yeah.
Because sometimes those aren't necessarily good to have on you.
It's so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sometimes it can be cancer.
Sometimes, yes, but not usually when you're a kid, though. So.
Yeah, not usually.
My brother's getting sick all over his
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you get 10 in there? Almost? Once you get 10, you can move on to the triangles. And do your try and get as many triangles as you can in first before you trace them.
How many does he have?
Remember, we don't want to go over the edge,
4,
though.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So let's grind up all the way to the corner first. Try to help. No, you can do too. Let's take it here. It's not going to be perfect. It's not even. See if you can fit 1 more row in there. No? Okay. So count how many you have, and then you gotta remember we gotta trace them. I'll take squares if you guys are done. She's not trying to, honey.
You can't fit a triangle here.
No, but look at some of the ways that some of the other people are doing it. Do you think maybe we can turn them around so you can fit more? It's kind of like trying to figure out a puzzle, right? Where you're trying to figure out the best way to put it in.
Lost count. It was 16 or 18.
Well, you gotta trace them anyways, so you'll figure it out.
Good idea. What would be better is if you put them all in and then you take one out and then trace it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do.
So you want to put them all in first,
Yeah. And then
so that you know how many you have.
when you're all done, you can take one out at a time and then, yeah. That's what I came up with. Because I
it's kind of like a puzzle. You got to figure it out. Yep, that's right. Even though it's overlapping, that's okay because of the crease of the book. Here, let's do this. Yeah, it is a little bit harder. Do you think that the narrow rhombuses are going to be, might be a little bit harder too? Because they're kind of a different shape. Yep, but we're supposed to be using the narrow ones today. Yep. And you need to figure out how many you can get in there. Well, is that going over the edge though? Yeah, so you can't do that. Remember what we said in the instructions though? Do not overlap the blocks and line them up so there are no gaps. Cover as much of the rectangle as you can. So is that as much as you can cover? So how many do you have there? Because it's kind of like a puzzle. Oh, we're not going to finish, but that's okay. It's okay, Jonah. Do you want a pointy edge or do you want a flat edge when you're doing a rectangle? Because it's on your book. And then, no, you can launch them. Yep. Hey, Jonah, do you kind of see what Migi's doing over here? How she's lining it up so that it's flat? Look. See, we're going like this. And look, it creates a flat edge, a straight edge right there. That's kind of what you want when you're making a rectangle. So you got to make sure that it's a flat edge. Abby, are you ready for the narrow rhombuses? Okay, I guess we're moving on. Sorry, guys. Yep. Give me all your triangles. I don't know if you're going to come back, honey. We're not going to have time for that. Thank you, guys. Good job. Well, let's wait till everybody gets here and then I'll explain. No, you can just, your math journal's just right. Do you want to go set that somewhere so you don't need it? Right here?
I'm sorry.
We're going to wait for it. Okay, open up to page 68. We're using 68 and 69 today. So we're using both pages.
I'm on 80 now. Alright, 68.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So what we're doing is we're tiling. Okay, do you guys know what tiling is?
Yes.
So when you take blocks like this and fit them together so that they line up. Okay. So what you're trying to do, the first one we're going to do is the first one. It says cover this rectangle with squares. Yep. So you're going to take these and you're going to fit them into the square, but they can't have any gaps and they can't be overlapping. You guys know what that means? So if I put the blocks like this, it has a gap in between. So it can't have a gap. So it's got to be right next to one right next to the other. And you're going to see how many squares you can fit in that first rectangle. We're using squares first though, Joey.
Then you trace them.
Yep, and then you trace them. Good job.
Wait, are these all our own?
You can do it on your own or you can do it with a partner. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean like you get your...
Yep, because you got to trace your own blocks in your own square in your workbook.
Oh, so you trace
That's okay.
it?
You're okay. We got to share because we don't have enough for everybody otherwise. And you got to make sure you count how many you have in your box.
Mind if I use this one?
You can use it, yep. Because you're closer to being done, and then you can give him yours once you're done. So how many do you have in there?
Does this fit exactly? I mean,
Yep, but if you look, we have a gap down there, right?
yeah.
Can we fit any squares in there? No. So this is all that can fit in here, right?
Yeah.
So how many do we have in there?
We have 10.
Okay, so write that over here. So now you want to take all those out, and you want to trace You can just use one. You don't have to use all of them. Here, Maddie. Got more right here. And you want to trace those 10, or the number that you got, in your box. Yep.
So it's fine if there's a small part right
Yep, because you can't fit any more blocks in there, can you? There's not enough space. But Maddie, did you count how many blocks were in it?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, can you write that in your answer? Okay.
And then
You can actually take them out, Maddie, and just use one to trace. You know what I mean?
now can I trace it?
Yep. You can take them all off and just use one block to trace if you want. So go like this, and just go like 1, and then trace that, and then go 2. You know what I mean?
I am done.
Okay. So you're done, so you can move on to triangles if you want. You need to do the same thing with the triangles. And remember, we don't want any gaps between the blocks, and we don't want any overlapping. The triangles are a little more difficult, yep, because they're a different shape. Here, let's try this.
This is my worst hand. I gotta use it.
That's okay.
I thought I was using my left hand.
This is my worst hand, and guess what?
Tracing is a little bit easier than writing, though, right?
I'm using my
Well, I
left.
have kind of trained my right hand to write.
Yeah.
I thought I was using my left hand to hold the square down.
No, look at that's how good I can do a view with my bad hand.
Yep. Let's focus on the math, though, because we don't have a whole lot of time at our stations.
I'm trying to figure out how this is written.
Well, if we're doing a rectangle, what kind of edge do you think you need? A pointy edge or a flat edge? What? Well, I'm pretty sure it needs to be flat, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, flat.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is so hard. Oh, triangle has to be impossible.
It's not impossible. Nothing's
No.
impossible, especially for a kid.
Except for fly.
Actually, fly.
No, it's not.
Without a plane.
I've seen a person fly. There's this thing.
Yeah.
No, but she's talking like flying out of the ordinary with no suit.
Hey, Joey, can you focus on what you're doing?
I love space.
Good job. Don't remember, before you clear the stuff to trace it, you got to make sure you count how many you have.
I got 10. I added them.
Yep. Let's finish tracing them so that we can move on to the triangles. Good job, Anna. Okay, now is that one going off the edge though?
There's like,
So,
but there's like this little.
yep. But is this going outside of the square? If we move, this one's going outside of the square. So one of, nope, you're right, leave it there. But take one off. And just move this up just a little bit. There we go. Now, can you fit another row under there?
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty, I'm done.
Okay, so we'll move on to the triangles. I'll take the squares. We'll see if anybody can get to the narrow rhombuses, because the last group didn't. Do you think most people's are going to look the same?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
This is hard.
It's hard on the books.
It's the.
Well, Maddie, you were doing a good job. Yep, you can do it that way. But is that going to work right there?
The triangle's trying to scramble.
Yep. So how many?
I can't put it in.
Okay, so how many do you have there then? Count how many you have so that you know.
I'm doing mine just a different way, so I don't know how, but I'm doing mine a different way.
18.
Okay, write that down. Okay, now you need to take the triangles off and you need to trace them.
No more team.
We've got more. Can you fit 3 rows though? Does it go over the edge right there? So we can't do 3 rows. You can only do how many? 2. So count how many you got there.
Is that a 5 by 2? Count in between the pegs.
You can start tracing too. Good job.
There's always like a little triangle at the corner.
Is that going to fit there though? Yep. I think you can fit one more, right? Oh, maybe not. Nope, we don't have room for one more. So let's.
What's the longer side?
So how many do you have there? It's okay. Just I know what you're trying to.
So the perimeter is 14.
Okay, so write that down and then you can start tracing as well.
You're making another rectangle.
Do you kind of see how other people are doing it, Joey?
Perimeter of 14.
So we have to have, if we have a rectangle, we have a flat edge, right? So this needs to be kind of a flat edge. So if you start like this and build off that, see how we're doing that? Okay.
I only have 8 on here, but I said
Okay, just draw another one on the edge. That's okay. I know what you're trying to do. Sometimes when we go back to draw it, it doesn't always fit the way it's supposed to.
It's gonna be like a big gap there.
How many do you have there? Do you have enough?
I have done 3. I have 7.
Okay. Did you hear what other people were saying? Yep, so we need to add one more.
Oh, I see what.
Good job. Okay, do you want to move on to the narrow rhombuses and see how many you can do?
Okay, I'm ready to review.
Okay. Hi, Lou. Try to move on to those. I don't have as many of these, so.
This is going to be hard.
Well, just do your best and see what you can fit. It's harder, I know. Do you remember what we were talking about with the flat edge, though, too?
Yeah.
So, like, my suggestion would be to start with, go like this. Look what I'm doing right here. And try it like this.
It keeps wrecking my stuff.
Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
It keeps wrecking my stuff.
Because I have to videotape this stuff.
Wait, are you still trying to become a teacher?
Yep, that's why I'm here, honey. Okay, can you do more rows?
I can't do any more rows.
Okay, then start tracing.
Okay, this just...
Mr. Schnorr, how much more time do we have?
We've got about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Wow, we moved on fast.
Yeah, you guys are doing a good job.
We started out with 4 minutes.
No, we've got 15 minutes at each station.
You got this is 5
About.
and this is 1.
Which is, what does that mean? Not quite 15 minutes.
So I think 10, 14.
Yep.
Keep on slipping.
Do your best.
Ah, dang it.
Do you want to try it on my square?
Sure.
See if that works better. Try it on that one and see if it works a little bit better. It's not a perfect square because I traced it.
You mean rectangle.
Rectangle. Sorry. Thank you, Maddie. Good job catching that. Good job. I think you're done.
Dang it.
What?
I left it.
Well, just do your best for right now. It's okay. Just keep going and then we can move on to the next one. I know that you got it, so that's good. Here's the narrow ones. You can start doing those.
This is hard. It's taking me forever.
That's okay. You're doing it. You're doing the right way. But look at one thing I want to point out, Joey. Look at this. Does that fit in the square, in the rectangle? I mean, does this fit in the rectangle? Oh,
Well,
careful.
the page keeps wrecking it.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it right, honey. But these two go over the edge, so we gotta put that there.
Okay.
And see how there's a gap right there because we don't have enough space. So you just keep going like that. You're ready for the narrow rhombuses? Okay.
I don't think I can fit in.
Why don't you try one more row and see if it fits?
Oh, you're right, it does.
Does it fit? Okay.
You're shorter than me.
And then count how many you have. I think you can fit one more right there if you try. Let's see. Nope, maybe not. It's close, but not quite. Count how many you have.
1 minute already, and
Yep.
I'm going to be able to finish.
Okay. So let's take, I'm going to take these off just because other people need to use them too. And you can take this, just that one, and start tracing it. Because I don't quite have enough of
This is all I can do.
Okay, how many are there, Joey?
Alright, we need to switch. If you were at math boxes, you go to the tiles, tiles go to the straws, straws come over here to the geoboard, geoboards go to the math boxes.
Tiles go to straws.
Okay. So the only thing I'm going to say is that so she got, Anna got 16 in there about, but okay, put that, write that down. And I'll take these. Okay. Hi guys. You're gonna turn, oh, it keeps falling.
Are you videotaping us?
I'm trying to, but it keeps falling. Okay. So you're gonna turn, yep, good job guys. 68, 69, please. Paige, Preston, 68 and 69, please.
I have 3 triangles.
Stevie, do you want to move your chair over just a little bit? Move that chair out that way. So you have a little more room. Okay. So we're tiling. You guys know that already because we talked about that. And tiling involves putting stuff inside a defined space, right? Oh, there you go, Jonah. Okay. So what they want you to do is fit as many squares as you can inside the rectangle. But when you're doing it, can you leave a gap like this? Would that work? Because you can fit more space, more squares into there. So you're going to fit as many squares as you can without overlapping them and without having any gaps, okay? So do the first one, and when you take them off, you're going to count how many you have, and then you're going to trace the squares into the rectangle that you have.
So we're gonna like.
Yep, see, because look at, I can fit another row in there, right? But you don't have enough room at the bottom. Do you have enough room at the bottom to fit another square? No, so you're just going to do the 2 rows, right?
I don't get how you're gonna trace the.
Well, after you count them, you're going to take them off, and you're going to take one square, and you're going to go like this. And just, you know what do you understand what I mean? Okay. How many do you have, Phoenix?
But you have to
Can you write that in your, right there? Oh, do you need some more squares, Stevie? There's some more squares for you. Oh, that would be a good thing to have. How many do you have, Preston? Okay, write that on the side. No, they're not all 10, because the next one we're using triangles. So take those off and take one square. Nope, take one square and start tracing, because you got to show, you got to trace one square like this. Look, see what I did? Right there, and then you take another one. You only need one square to do it. And trace it so that you show your squares. Stevie, if you want, it's a little bit easier just to use one square at a time. So you can take them off if you want. Yep. And then you just line up the square next to your marks. Put the square in the corner first. There you go. Now trace that. Both sides. Yep. That's okay. It's not going to be perfect when you trace it. And then you got to keep going because you got to do 10 of them. And once you're done with the squares, you can move on to the triangles. And just remember, we don't want any gaps when we're putting them in there. And we also don't want them to go over the lines of this rectangle, right? We need one more line though, because that's not quite a square yet.
Oh, everybody.
Yep. Oh, one more line right here. Good job. Okay, so now you can move on to the triangles now. Triangles, yep, they're going to be a little more difficult, aren't they? Because they're a different shape. And remember, you don't want them to go over the lines at all.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
It's kind of like a puzzle. You got to try and fit it in. Good job, Phoenix. Do we have pointy edges or do we have flat edges on our rectangles? No, we have edges, not corners. The corners are pointy, but the edges, or the perimeter, is flat. So when you're doing your triangles, you want your perimeter of your triangle to be flat, kind of like that. Now how can you move that so that that flat part is up against the perimeter of the square, of the rectangle? Take that last triangle off that you put on. How can this flat part right here line up with the perimeter of the rectangle? There you go. So can you keep building off that so that it stays flat? There you go. Let's see how many you can get in that row. Phoenix, is that all you can do in that one? Does it go over the edge? Okay, so how many do you have? Okay, write that down, and then you need to trace the triangles. Good job, Stevie. Doesn't have to be perfect though, buddy. It can move a little. I'll give you a few more.
We're right now.
Yep. Phoenix is all done with his, so he just needs to trace his. Oh, Preston, but look at what's going on. Is that going over the edge?
I know now.
Is it going over the line?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't fit another row in, can we? So how many do you have there total? Is that going over the edge, Stevie? Yep, so we can't fit that one.
17.
So now we need to move down and start another row and see if we can fit that. Let me fit. That fits there, right? How many is it, Preston? I think I said 6. Okay, well, trace your triangles into your rectangle. And then when you're all done, if you're done with the triangles, you can move on to the narrow rhombuses. Good job. Okay, Phoenix, now we're doing these ones in there. And then if you finish that, Phoenix, there's some questions you can answer on page 68. Okay, how many is that?
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Try counting one more time. Okay, but look at one thing real quick before we do it. You got one going over the edge?
Oh,
Does it fit? Oh, it does fit. Good job.
wait, so
Right, turn it off. Olivia, are you all done with your pages, or you keep working on it, honey? Good job, Peter. See how many you can fit in there? Good job. And you got one more line that you got to draw on the triangle on the far right. Look right here. Is that a triangle yet? You need 3 lines for it to be a triangle. Good job, Stevie. Okay, Preston. Now you can move on to the narrow rhombuses.
2 and a 4. You're making
I got 18.
Do you want to change your answer then? There are some people that got 16 and some people that got 18. Okay, here's some narrow rhombuses. You got 18? And I don't have, you got all yours, do you need one to trace it? Okay. And I can give some more to these guys because I don't have a lot of these ones.
Ooh, I don't have it. How are you supposed to use those?
Yep. These ones, do you think are going to be even harder, maybe? You don't think so? Is that going to work that way, do you think?
I don't know what to do.
Give me.
What's some other ways you can do it?
halfway around.
Okay. Yeah, good job.
Halfway around is going to be 6. So all the way around is 3.
Preston, remember we're trying to make it so that there's not hardly any gaps though. Do you see all these gaps right here? So we want to make it so that there's as little amount of gaps as possible. Yep, that's okay. But you can't fit another piece in there, can you?
I only have micro gaps.
Good job, keep going. Do you see how they're doing it, Preston? Okay. Because we want that flat edge, that flat line on the top. Good job.
My mom's allergic to
Okay. Do you want to answer the questions on this? I think it's the follow-up, number 7, you can answer. Those are the start of the questions.
I bet there's going to be like 20, 30.
You think so? I don't know if it's going to be that many. That's a lot.
Probably 19.
area of the rectangle. What is this?
Do you remember what the area is? Yep. But do you see how it says about? What does about mean? Does that mean that it's exact? No, you're right. Your answer is right, Phoenix. But isn't it exact amount? Because remember how much we had space left over at the bottom? So it's not exact, right? But that's just how many squares could fit in there, right?
I bet it's going to be like a lot.
It's okay. If you want to move on to the next one, you can. I think Stevie's done, so we'll take some of his.
I think
If you don't think you can fit any more, then write down your answer. And you can move on to the questions. The previous page.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, how many you got? counted a couple of those small times. Can I make a suggestion? As you count it, maybe pull it out so that you know that you counted it. Because I think you're counting a couple of them twice.
Here's a question for you. Any number times 0 is always.
Okay, you can take them out and start tracing them then.
What's 12 plus 6? 19. Well, I'd be careful.
How'd you come to that answer? What made you decide that that was the right answer?
It's pretty hard for me to like do this entire thing.
Well, what's one thing that you notice about squares versus triangles versus the narrow rhombuses? Which one is the biggest? Which one is the biggest shape? So is there going to be less that fit in the rectangle than these two? Since they're, okay, so, yep, good job. Yeah, it is kind of hard to do, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And it's hard to trace.
Yeah, those ones are a little bit harder to trace, aren't they?
To me, these are mega hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually not very good at tracing around.
It's okay, as long as you guys do your best. Good job, Phoenix. You're the first one that's finished the whole thing. Mrs. Schnorr, are we rotating one more time or we do not have enough time?
Rotating one more time in about 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute to finish, guys.
17, I got
Okay,
How I
that's fine for right now. You want to try and answer some of those questions in the rest of the time that we have?
Hey, I need to try 16 I just want that.
There's more that you can take some of hers. Okay, Preston, there's some questions on this page that you can answer while you're waiting.
And it is time
Nope.
to rotate.
Okay, guys, grab your stuff. It's okay, man. Go to the next table. Next spot.
Olivia, will you laugh if I tell you?
Come on over. Olivia, if you want to take your binder and just set it on the desk, you can, because we don't actually need that. Come on over. Ellie, are you joining us too?
I need my chair back.
2 Olivias. Uh-oh.
Olivia, I need
Oh, no, Darby, you can grab somebody else's chair for right now, okay? Are you joining us too? Okay. Ellie, do you want to move over just a little bit over this way? There's a chair right over there, honey, you can grab. Or you can grab that chair at the table right there. You can grab that chair. And Jonah, there's a couple other desks you can sit at for right now, okay? Stevie, there's another chair over there if you want to grab it at one of the other desks that nobody's using.
Look at that.
Stevie, right there, honey. Right there, turn. Right there, that one. Okay, so turn to page 68 and 69, please. And I'm going to actually, Olivia, I'm going to steal this from you, or borrow it from you. You can have it back when it's time to go, okay? Just so we have more room. So you know what some of the kids were doing to make it easy to do? It's just going like this, so that we have more space. Yep, we're in 68 and 69. But we're going to start with this one. Okay? No, it's okay. He can sit there. Jonah can sit there.
I need that desk.
No, you don't need that desk, Jonah. There's a bunch of open desks right by you. You can just do it on top of the binders there. Or move to a desk that doesn't have a binder. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the squares, the orange squares. And you are going to see, our goal today is to see how many squares can fit in your first rectangle. So when we tile, we are putting the squares right side by side. We don't want any gaps in between like this, and we don't want any overlapping. So overlapping would be going outside of the rectangle, right? Okay, so you want to see how many squares you can fit in there. And then you're going to trace the squares and see, to show how many squares fit in there. Okay? Yes, you can. We're not going to have enough for everybody to do all of them, but... Oh, not all of them, though. Oh, can you fit one more in there, Olivia or Miranda? To do one more. How many do you have total?
8.
Okay, so now take them off, right 10 over there, and you're going to use one square to trace them. And here's a few more squares if somebody needs them. Do you need another one? Perfect. Ellie's needs more. Miranda, there's a pencil on the ground right over there. Can you just grab that one? You want to trace your squares inside your rectangle. Trace the squares into the rectangle. How many squares do you need?
10.
Okay, so you want 10 squares in there. Oh, but Chloe, you need to take your square and you got to trace it in there first to show how many squares fit in there.
How do you figure perimeter?
Good job, Lily. Okay, Olivia, now you can take them off if you want, if you count how many you have.
So that'll be 12.
And write your number on the side in the blank there. Yep. And then you can take them off and start tracing them. Honey, take them off. Take all of them off. Yep, and just use one. And trace them. Good job. Write your answer. Can we fit another square there? Or would it go over the edge? Okay. So write your answer right there, about how many you have. And it's about, so it's not an exact number. And then you're going to take them off. And you're going to trace 10 squares in there. Olivia, do you want to start doing the triangles? Here's a few more triangles. Well, you got to figure it out. It's kind of like a puzzle.
Really?
How do you think you can do it?
I don't know. How do you do this?
Do we have flat edges or do we have pointy edges?
Pointy.
No. Yep, so there you go.
Yeah, but then you can't.
Nope, but remember what I said though? It's not going to be exact, is it? So when we do it, are we going to be able to go like this and have a pointy edge pointing out like that?
No.
No. So if we do that, right, and just go do as many as we can. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay? Well, calm down, Miranda. Olivia, we can't have them going off the edge though, remember? Look at where it's going. Yep. You gotta see how many you can fit in there. Do we need to? Yep. That was right, Lily. I'm gonna do it here. We're gonna do this. So that there you go. See, it'll fit a little bit better. So we want it flat, right? So we want it to go like that. Let's see how many you can get going across.
And then 16 plus 9.
That's okay. Okay, can you fit any more, Miranda? Is there one more fit? Does one more fit right there?
They keep moving.
Yep. So how many can you fit? Do you think you can fit another one down there? See if it'll fit. Nope, it goes over the edge. So how many do we have here? Take that one off. How many do we have?
I don't.
You don't have enough triangles? Okay, write that down. Take them off. Pull them up here. Yep. I'm going to borrow some of them, and then you're going to take one triangle and trace how you did it. Oh, but Olivia, look at what's pretty. This is right. You got the right idea. But look, can we fit more over here? Oh, well, if we don't have enough, then we got to just try and find more. Does that fit? Okay. Does that one fit? No. So how many do we have total? How many do you have?
Life isn't always fair.
They keep moving.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, isn't it? So just do your best, and you got the right idea going though. See how many more you can fit. Is that it? Okay, now can you do another row? I'll give you some more triangles.
Hey, this one equals 22.
Good job. Well, we know that this one fits, so we can just leave this row alone, because we know it fits. If it moves, it's okay. Good job. Okay. There's a few more. Okay, can we fit any more? One more? Okay. Can we fit any more down there? Or does it go over? It goes over. Because we can't fit it like that, can we? It's got to go like that. Does it go over the edge? Yeah, so then it doesn't fit. So count how many we have here. Yep, the narrow compass. And these ones, they don't have a whole lot of, so it takes a lot more to do these ones. You got the right idea. Let's do this so that it matches up with the edge of the thing. That'll help a lot. So can we fit more over here? It's okay if it's not pretty. Yeah. Okay. Do you see what Chloe's doing right there? Just take one and trace it kind of like Chloe's doing. I'm okay if you copy her since you accidentally cleared it away.
This one's all hard.
Good job, Miranda.
This one's all hard.
Need a few more? Miranda, here's a few more. That's okay. You know, here's an easier way to do it is to go like this. Look. Is to take it and move it down. Like, trace it and then move it down. Yep, and now put it right there. Like that, and then trace it. Sometimes when you trace it, you can't fit as many in. Did we count how many? We forgot to count how many, didn't we?
12.
Oh, you counted? Okay. So write that in there so that we know.
Okay, wow.
That might be a good
Okay. And these ones are a little harder to trace, but I want you to do your best, okay? Olivia, good job. Yours almost looks like a rectangle there. Well, you traced it pretty accurately. So do you think you actually can fit 16 or 18? Yep. This one, does this one fit though? No. So we're going to take that one out. Count how many you got there? How many do you have in here? Can I make a suggestion? Because sometimes I find that a lot of people count twice. Count this row first and then count that row.
Well, I got 18.
You got 18? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Good job. And then you can start tracing. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It kind of looks like those ones I always liked to make stuff out of when I was little.
How many need 2 more? I don't need 2 more.
You can take it off, it's okay. And then if you just take
I got
one
20.
triangle and go like this, and start in the corner, and make the shape, and then we'll it should be. We'll find out when we trace it.
Sasha, did you get this one, honey? Preston, here you go. Measure it up. It's gonna be
Jonah, are you doing okay over there? Yeah? Okay.
What's wrong with I only got 15.
Okay. Well, I kind of have a feeling that maybe this got a little mixed up. So maybe if we erase just these 3 and try and fit another one in here. Yep, just right on that line. There you go. And go all the way down. And see if you can fit a couple more in there. How are we going to fit it in though?
if you need to.
Like that. Okay.
Extra paper there.
Good job. And let's see, we've got a few of these over here that we can use. And then when you guys are done with yours, with the narrow rhombuses, on page 68, number 7, starting with number 7 are some questions you can answer. If you need help, I can help you. That's okay. It's not a big deal if we don't finish, right? Sometimes we run out of time. You gotta be flexible.
Okay, let me see if I might. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, answer your questions over on the side. That's okay. Yep, you can fit one more in there. No, it's not easy to trace it, I understand.
Wait, so do we just write?
Did you read the question? What does the question say? How many squares? How many squares was fit in the rectangle? Okay, so is that your answer? No, we're talking about squares. Good job. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's move on to these ones over here. It's a little chilly in here today. Is it always this chilly in here? No? No? I'm not like cold, I just can feel the cold air. I don't mind being cold actually. I sleep with my window open. Even when it's this cold out, I do. I woke up this morning and my nose was all cold. Just my nose. A little weird. Read that last. I think there's 2 more questions or 3 more questions you can answer.
How much was each? These are
Yeah.
we need 1 more.
Mr. Snore, what time are we done at? 10:10? Okay. You guys got about 5 more minutes or so. It's 10:05. Oh, but what's one thing that you noticed about all these ones and that one? Is it crooked? Yeah, that's okay.
No, it's 6.
What? This doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
This.
What's the question?
How did you what?
Okay, well it says which has the smallest area.
No, I mean this.
I know. And then how did you get that answer? So how did you get that answer?
Because
What do you notice about the squares versus the triangles versus the narrow rhombuses?
oh,
Can you put your stuff away though? Because we're almost done here. Put your math journal and your pencil in your desk so that it's put away. Is your do you want to grab your binder and put it on the shelf too?
because it's the smallest.
Is it the smallest or the biggest? But is the square bigger than the triangle and the rhombus?
Oh, because it's too big.
It's too big, yeah. triangles are supposed to be the opposite way. So
Okay, I finished.
just trace that one into pink and keep going. It doesn't have to be exact.
I only got
Good job, you guys.
Okay, finished.
Olivia, do you want to answer those last 3 questions?
I finished.
You're all done? Okay, why don't you go put your math journal in. Are you in this class or are you in Miss Mathematics? Okay. Do you have your math binder? You can put that on the shelf if you want. I think we're almost ready to be done, guys, just so you know. So Ellie, when you finish that one, if you want to just stop and maybe answer, see if you can answer some questions, that would be fun. Good job, Chloe.
Mine was
Do you want to help me pick some of these up? Thank you. That's okay.
I'm not done.
You know what, if you want to just be done, that's fine, because we're almost done with math now. Nope. What page were we on? We were on 69 and 68.
Good work today.
So 68 is the one that has all the questions on it.
Your homework is 3.6, not 3.5.
Thank you,
We're doing
girls.
3.5 tomorrow. So homework is 3.6.
If you want to finish this later, you can.
3.5. Please put
Lily,
your
you can finish it later if you want. You're welcome, girls. You guys did a good job. Thank you. We'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?